It's a bit of a surprise here. I mean, Charlie Montoyo's record, this was his fourth season. It was even 236 and 236 here. But this is a team that was built to win this year. The Blue Jays offered him an extension at the end in April once the season got started here that ran through the 2023 season. And then Toronto had an option for the next couple of years. But your take, I mean, yeah, no, the Yankees are running away right now at the AL East, but the Blue Jays, I mean, if the playoffs started today, which they don't, but the Blue Jays, they'd be in it.
It would be in it. I mean, they're 46 and 42. Right, and when you look at the team, it's a shakeup team. When you lose players, Marcus Semien was on this team last year. That was arguably one of the best players. When you look at Vlad numbers, they had a nice little nucleus with Marcus Semien, and he's gone. Robbie Ray, he's gone. Look, they moved around last year from Dunedin to Buffalo to New York. I mean, everything, to Toronto, everything was all over the place. And they still won 91 games. They still was 20 games over 500. And Charlie was at the helm. I know, things change and you expect more, but with expectations comes a little pressure.
Yep.
And these guys are still young. They're still trying to find themselves. And the Jays, in my opinion, are a good team still trying to just figure some things out. And they've dealt with a lot as well. So you can go through it, and I go back to looking at some of the standings last year with Rocco Baldelli in Minnesota. Everybody's saying, what's wrong with the Minnesota Twins? Yep. They're underachieving. They're doing this. And Rocco's still managing that team. They said, we're going to weather the storm and allow him to do his thing and get these boys back on track. And look where they are this year. So I know different strokes, different folks. But what I'm saying is this team has not played the way that we expected them to play like they did last year. It was a lot. It was the lineup was long. And July probably got them the hook. When you look at them going out to the West Coast, losing in Oakland, one of the worst teams in the league, and losing 4 to Seattle. And so it sort of snowballed on them real quick. And I just think that this right here, for me, I was shocked. And our meeting today, you alluded to that, Bo. But I'm just sitting there going, it can't be all Charlie's fault. So he's the only one that got fired today. And I'm looking at the whole squad going, the other coaches in there, and they're underachieving here as far as players on the field. They're not doing some of the things from a rotation standpoint. And then Charlie is the one gone. I'm just shocked that it just all sits on Charlie's head as he out the door.
Well, you heard Ross Atkins there in his interview. He said this was a very difficult decision. And the first thing I want to do is, one, when you look at Charlie and the job in which he was able to do in 4 years, it's a difficult job managing Major League Baseball. So my heart goes out to him because I've been in that position before.
Right? Yeah.
And I know what it's like to get that phone call and sit down and have that meeting, and you're being dismissed. At the other side of this, that's why expectations can be a danger zone for a manager, especially when you have young players that are on the cusp of turning themselves into superstar players. With that being said, to me, I think this comes down to expectations and realizing the investment that they've made in this team. And you see from year to year, they invested more dollars into the team. And when you look at Charlie's overall record, 236 and 236, and they're on the verge of being 500 again, I think the organization looked at the entire body of work and said, is this the answer long term? And if the answer to that question is no, and you have a win-now team, you want to try to find someone that can come in there and infuse whatever energy that you think is missing in that clubhouse. Now, this is the only thing that shocks me.
Okay.
Beyond him losing his job is that they have an interim manager that was actually on the staff. Because if you're looking for a new voice and you're looking to infuse something that's missing, if you're on the staff and the manager walk out the door, what are you going to say different that you hadn't said when the manager was in the room? So either as a coach, you're not doing your job to the best of your ability, to where now the manager walks out the door and all of a sudden you're going to become a different person. So that's the slippery slope that you run when you start to make these type of changes mid-season and you're thinking that it's going to change the course of your season.